Welcome back, Mocs. We hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving long weekend. There's some things to be thankful for in Mocs athletics. I'm James Simpson, this is Carl Van Gelder, and this is the Snakebite. The women's basketball team continues their red-hot start to the season, remaining undefeated against tough competition this past weekend in the Rollins Classic. The Mocs continued their all-around attack, with different players stepping up in the two matchups over the weekend. The first game was against a Winston-Salem State University team that won 16 games last season, where the Mocs found themselves down early and getting outscored by 7 in the first quarter. Florida Southern rallied, though, scoring 15 points again in the second quarter, but holding Winston-Salem to just 5 and a 10% shooting percentage. Coming out of the half, the Mocs remained hot, but this time on the offensive end, scoring 26 points in the third quarter. This offensive explosion came in great part due to the two-way play of both the Mocs starting guards 𝙏𝙃𝙀 and 𝙏𝙃𝙀 𝙎𝙉𝘼. The Mocs then cruised to their first win of the tournament, 67-58. The second game of the weekend was much more difficult for the Mocs, though, in a game that they trailed for almost the entire time. The Mocs trailed for the majority of the game, went into the fourth quarter down 10 after shooting below 40% in the first three quarters. 𝙏𝙃𝙀 𝙎𝙉𝘼, though, led the comeback for the Mocs in the fourth quarter, where she had 10 points and 3 assists in what was a monster 26-point quarter for the Mocs, propelling them to a 5-0 win with 64-61 score. The Mocs will tip off next against the University of Tampa this Wednesday for Sunshine State Conference opener at the Jenkins Fieldhouse at 5:30 p.m.
The men's basketball team returned to action this past weekend in the Mocs Thanksgiving Classic, losing both of their matchups. In their first game of the tournament, the Mocs fell to a strong Catawba College team 73-84. Catawba started off the game playing lockdown defense and forcing many errors, holding the Mocs scoreless until nearly 7 minutes into the game and forcing 14 first-half turnovers. Catawba used their athleticism to tightly guard the Mocs and run in the fast break, finishing them with emphatic slams. Florida Southern rallied at the back end of the first half, but still went into the second down 7 points. Florida Southern worked to close the gap between themselves and Catawba, but their continued use of the full-court press and 48 second-half points closed the door on the Mocs' comeback hopes. In the second game of the tournament, Florida Southern faced off against number 10 North Georgia, who was coming off a disappointing loss to St. Leo and came out firing, looking for redemption. North Georgia started the game off hot, going up 20-9 in the first 6 minutes, and was a game full of runs. The Mocs went on a couple of runs of their own and evened up the game at 40 by half, in major part thanks to Joe Moon IV's 15 first-half points. But within the first 5 minutes of the second half, the Mocs fell into a 60-48 hole they were ultimately unable to claw themselves out of, falling 95-83 to the Nighthawks. Florida Southern returns to action and begins SSC play this Wednesday at home against the Tampa Spartans at 7:30.
Mocs athletics has reached the quiet point of its year as we head into the holiday season. The fall sports regular season is wrapped up, but swim and basketball just not quite getting ramped up yet. But with that being said, the volleyball season hasn't wrapped up just quite yet. The volleyball team was selected to its 34th regional berth. And after a bit of a slump in the middle of the season, the Mocs put together a 6-match win streak to make their case for a postseason run. The Mocs are seeded 5th in the South region and will face off against 4th-seeded Eckerd College Thursday. Now, the Mocs have dropped 2 to the Tritons this season, but they are hot heading into Thursday night's matchup. The Sunshine State Conference released their all-conference teams a week ago, and 4 Mocs were selected for recognition. Graduate student Elena Djokovic and juniors Kirsten Kraus and Madison Fowler were all selected for the third team. Junior Mackenzie Peterman was selected to be first team all-conference. Again, the Mocs will face off against Eckerd College on Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. at the Bob Martinez Athletic Center on the campus of University of Tampa.
And now for a couple of reminders for Mocs athletics fans. The number 7 ranked hockey team in the latest AAU hockey standings will be back in action this weekend. Friday, they will compete against the University of North Florida at the Lakeland Ice Arena with puck drop at 8 p.m. Saturday, they will travel down to sunny Miami for a matchup against a top 5 team in UMiami, and the swim team will also be back in action on December 15th against Indian River State College here at Nina B. Hollis Wellness Center Pool. And make sure to tune into all of the upcoming action, whether that's the volleyball team, hockey team, or men's and women's basketball, who, like we mentioned before, will be playing here Wednesday night against Tampa, where we'll have our Toys for Tots night. Make sure to bring in a toy, and you can get in for free. And we'll have a toy toss at the middle of the game. You can toss a teddy bear onto the court to be collected for needy kids in the area. And that's the Snakebite for this week, and we'll see you next time.